All right, what is going on, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy, as always, and today I'm going to grade the Chiefs' 2021 NFL draft class. So, another successful draft is in the books, and I think that Brett Veach did an unbelievable job of finding very talented players at positions of need that they needed to fill. So, in my opinion, I'm going to grade these players for what I feel like their need was, the quality of the player, and how well that player is going to perform in this system. So, I'm going to grade them on a letter scale, and I'm going to grade the entire draft overall, but you're going to have to stay tuned to the end to find that out. So, the first player that I'm going to grade is Nick Bolton, and I give him a B+. You know, coming into the draft, I was not as high on Nick Bolton as a lot of other people were, but to be quite honest with you, I really wasn't educated enough. I saw very minimal tape because, quite honestly, I didn't think that he was going to slip that far, which is why I think that Brett Veach kind of snatched the chance of getting this guy. Because he's athletically gifted, he's fast, he's a big hitter, a run stuffer, he's an extremely smart player, he's the captain of a defense, he can be the defensive play caller after Anthony Hitchens leaves. So I really think that this pick was more of a necessity for the future rather than a pick right now, but I still give it a B+ because it's a very good pickup. I mean, this guy was projected to go, I would say 24th or 25th overall, and the fact that he slipped to the end of the second round, I mean, I'll take that. And I think that it's a good pick. He's going to have a chance to start this year. I think that he offers a lot in terms of athleticism and coverage and just overall package of Nick Bolton is going to be a solid piece on this defense. So, like I said, it's a B+. It could have been higher, but I just think that he's a developmental guy in a sense that, you know, you kind of have that position filled right now. So I personally give it a B+, but he could be even higher in the future. So the next player is Creed Humphrey, the center from Oklahoma, and I give him an A. I think that this was a great pickup. In the moment, I was pumped because you got a guy that is widely considered as the best center in the draft with one of the last few picks in the second round. So the fact that he slipped that far, I don't think that anybody in the Chiefs front office expected him to be there. So for a guy that is as talented as Creed Humphrey is, if you can get that guy in the second round, that's a steal. So I give it an A, and I think that he could be your starting center coming out of training camp, and I genuinely believe that. So this pick is an A in my opinion, and depending on how he performs, this could be an A+. I genuinely think that he could be a Pro Bowl or even an All-Pro center after a few years with the Chiefs. So I love this pickup, and that's why I'm giving it an A. Now, the next pick, they drafted Joshua Kando in the 4th round. You know, I'm giving it a C-. You know, a lot of people are not too happy with that pickup, and I tend to be among those people. I don't think it's a bad pickup. Let me just state my position. I don't think it's a bad pickup. But the problem is he's such a developmental guy. He's got great athleticism, but he's so raw. And the Chiefs could have got somebody more technically refined or even a more impactful player in that 4th round. So I think that this guy has the potential to be a great defensive end on this team. But the problem is they kind of reach for this pick. Yeah, you know, Brett Veach loves to get his athletic guys, guys that had a lot of athleticism but might not have panned out. Colin Saunders might have been one of those guys, a 330-pound man that could do a backflip. Extremely athletic, but he came from a smaller school. So I kind of think that this is like that pickup in a sense that we're kind of banking on his athleticism and what he could be rather than what he is right away. I mean, right away, he's not a starter. He's not a second-string guy. He's probably a 3rd or 4th-string defensive end. I don't see him even getting playing time over Taco Charlton or Mike Dana. So unless he proves something out of the gate where the coaching really does help him and he can kind of put it all together, I can't see him making an impact on this team right away. That's why I'm giving him such a low grade. But I think that a C- is solid for him, and he's got the potential to be up to a B+ if he does develop as a pass rusher, and he's going to be a good end if that does happen. So right now I'm giving him a C-, but I think that he could develop into a good pass rusher. Now, the next player was drafted in the 5th round, and that is tight end Noah Gray, and I give him a B-. Now, a lot of people think that this dude is a C+ or even an A-. I personally think he's a B- because the Chiefs had to trade up to get him, which means that they obviously do like him. But you didn't really need a tight end in the 5th round, but I like the player overall. I mean, like I said in my my initial draft video, he reminds me a lot of Travis Kelce, so I obviously think very highly of him, and I think that coming out of training camp, he's going to have a shot to compete for the number 2 tight end. So that's why I'm giving him a B-. I think that he's got very good upside, and even if he never surpasses the legacy of Kelce, which I'm not expecting him to, you really can't, but he could be a very good number 2 tight end on this team because he can catch the ball, he can block, he can catch it and run with it in space. He's great with yards after the catch. Like I said, he has a lot of similarities to Travis Kelce, and I think that maybe you run a 2 tight end set with Travis Kelce and Noah Gray, and you're going to have a solid dynamic tight end core to work with this next season. So in my opinion, it's a B-, but it could be a B+ in the future. Now, the next pick, the Chiefs drafted Cornelius Powell in the 5th round, and I give this pick an A-. I am very high on Cornelius Powell. I like what he has to offer. He's 6 foot 204. He's a guy that can be your X receiver. I really think that coming into the season, your receiving core isn't as stacked as it's been in prior years. You don't have Sammy Watkins. We already know that D-Rob and Mecole aren't the receivers that we thought that they would be. He, on a very good day, might have the opportunity to be that number 2 wide receiver. I'm not expecting it. I think that is a lofty expectation for a 5th round draft pick, but I wouldn't even be surprised if he is the 3rd wide receiver on this team next year. And I don't think that's a hot take. I think that he's got a lot of talent. He had Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball at Clemson. He's just going to the pros and getting the best quarterback in the game too. So we all know that Pat can elevate the weapons on his team. I think he's going to do the same for Noah Gray, the tight end. I think that he's going to do the exact same thing for Cornelius Powell. So in my opinion, it's an A- because I think that he's going to have a role in this offense. And I think he's going to be a steal. I really do. I don't think that really anybody expected him to fall that far. And I think that for what the Chiefs kind of needed into this draft class, I think it's an A-. I don't know what you guys feel about this pick, but I think he's going to have a chance to be a very good wide receiver number 3 in this system, and he has the potential to be a wide receiver number 2 in this offense. I think that he could genuinely outperform both Mecole and D-Rob next year. Now, the final pick was a 6th round comp pick, and they drafted Trey Smith, and in my opinion, this pickup is an A+. Now, a lot of people think that Trey Smith is a steal, and I agree with them. I mean, this is a guy that had 2nd round talent written all over him, and he slipped to the 6th. And the fact that Brett Veach pulled the trigger on a guy that has so much talent and they got him so late, this is an absolute steal. I don't know that you can even rate him anything under an A. I give him an A+ because for what the Chiefs needed to fill and for what they got in such a late round, you got to give him an A+. I mean, this dude could potentially start next year. I'm not saying that he will, but he was a left guard and a left tackle in college. I think that the only reason that he fell so far was because of the blood clots that he suffered. I think it was 2018. He hasn't had the blood clots in a while. A lot of teams were very hesitant to take him because of those blood clots, and he's going to have a chance to be a big part of this Chiefs offensive line. The revamped offensive line is here, and I think that not this year, but if you give him a little bit of time to develop and learn the system, he could be a very good right guard not this year, but the next year. So I think this is a great pickup. You rarely find guys in the 6th round that have 2nd round talent. So I give it an A+, and I think that that is a home run pick, and he's going to be a big part of this offensive line in the future. So Chiefs Kingdom, those are my player grades. Overall, I give this draft a B+ for Brett Veach. I think he did a great job. A lot of people think that this is either a C- draft or an A+ draft. I'm more realistic. I think that Kando was a reach. I think that Gray might have been a reach, but I think he's going to be a good player. But I think that you hit on Nick Bolton, Creed Humphrey, Cornelius Powell, and you definitely hit on Trey Smith. So I just think that Brett Veach is doing a lot of great things for this Chiefs team right now. I was kind of under the impression that you could enter this draft with the team that you currently had, making moves in the offseason to get Joe Tooney, Orlando Brown, Kyle Long. You'd be good enough to make the Super Bowl just with that team. And you get guys that can make an impact week 1. Like I said, I think that Nick Bolton has a chance to start week 1. Creed Humphrey, in my opinion, is going to win the job out of camp. So I really like what Brett Veach is doing right now, and I think that that's just another impressive draft class. And, the last 2 years, he's got guys like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Lucas Niang, Willie Gay, and this year, Nick Bolton, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Powell, Gray, Kando. I mean, he's really doing a great job of finding talent in the later parts of the draft because you know how hard it is to find very good talent when you're picking last or second to last every year? It's not easy. It really isn't. So I think that this is a B-plus draft from Brett Veach, and only time will tell if these players pan out, but in my opinion, in this system, all of these players are going to have a chance to contribute on hopefully a Super Bowl championship team next year. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for more of the best Chiefs content on YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram for more of the latest updates on future videos, as well as instant Chiefs news right after it happens. You can also support the channel via the Patreon, as well as buying merchandise from the KC Sports Report store on Teespring. The links to all of those websites will be in the description. You just listened to the KC Sports Report, presented by Michael Darcy.